Hi everyone, welcome to another video. I wanted to talk to you about the 4 pillars of mindfulness. So we've been talking together about lots of different topics in mindfulness and health and happiness. And today I'd like to describe the 4 pillars as they're described traditionally by the guru of mindfulness, who is a gentleman, a medical doctor by the name of Dr. Jon Kabat-Zinn. He was the one that studied mindfulness, out east, wanted to bring it to the West in a way that we could understand and interpret it based on Buddhism and based on lots of research that was done in the West, and trying to really bring it to the mainstream so that people could practice it as a lifestyle, as a way of being. So when mindfulness is described on these 4 pillars, they kind of make up kind of the important pieces that make up how to truly be mindful in our day-to-day lives. And those 4 pillars are in the present moment. So that's one pillar. We've been talking about that. We've been trying to do meditations and try to keep bringing our attention to the present moment, because that's the only moment we really have. You don't know if you have your next moment. So the only moment that you can change and control is this right here. No matter what your brain says about what just happened or what you predict is going to happen, really all you have is right now. The other one is acceptance. And acceptance is sometimes, that's another pillar, it's sometimes interpreted as just, giving up and just going, well, it is what it is. No, acceptance is to say, that is the way it is right now. Just facing something truly the way it is. This is the way it is. I have to accept it to be able to change it. If I don't even accept that this is the situation, the conflict or the pain or whatever that situation I'm in, how can I ever change if I just can't come to terms and accept what is, as bad as that may be? And then change can come after. The other one is awareness. So it's awareness of what is happening around you, and without adding too much commentary to it, it's being aware of our surroundings, of where we are with respect to everything else. And the last piece, which is the last pillar, which is the one that I want to talk about today, is non-judgmentally. So when they talk about being in the present moment, you often will hear mindfulness gurus and teachers and wise people talk about being in the present moment non-judgmentally. So what that means is most of us, with our beautiful, amazing, intricate brains, will constantly judge something as good, bad, neutral. So every event, every interaction, our brain kind of just tags it as if it's autonomic. Without our control, we'll tag something, good, bad, neutral, good, bad, neutral. So when we do that and we start tagging events, we are judging them. We're judging a difficult conversation we had with somebody maybe as bad. Then we're judging something amazing we did as good. And so the constant judging of every moment can actually keep us from actually experiencing what truly is. Sometimes it's nice when we judge it as good, but it's really detrimental when we start judging things as bad. And so to be present, it's the terms that's usually used is be present non-judgmentally. Don't constantly judge yourself. Most of us are very good at being our own worst critics and judging everything that we do. So something bad happens, we judge ourselves. Oh, that was bad, and internalizing all the negative things that may have happened or be happening in that moment. So the idea is to step away from the judgment. We all judge. We can't not judge. This, just like I mentioned, it just happens. The idea of being present is to step outside of the judgment, see it happening and be like, there I am judging. For example, I judge everything. And that's just to be honest, I tag judgments to everything. Now what I do is when I constantly judge something, I'll just step aside and as like comedically, I'll say, look at me judging this. And whether I'm judging somebody or I'm judging something that's happened to me or I'm judging myself, when you call out the judgments, you're then able to separate yourself from them, and then you can detag yourself from being bad or doing something, or you know, the constant rhetoric that keeps happening, that narrative that doesn't help us. So if a difficult event is happening, we can acknowledge that as a painful or difficult event. We have to stop adding judgment to it. And that's actually called the second arrow effect. Sometimes what happens is the term second arrow is often used in many of these talks that I go to. And the first arrow is the pain that hits you. So a conflict with a spouse, a loved one, a partner. The second arrow is the arrow you shoot yourself, judging yourself. Oh, because I said this or did this, you know, I deserve this, or this happened to me. So the second arrow is the one that you hit yourself. So in order to take that arrow away as best as we can, we have to try to practice not judging it. So we have a painful event, we say something we didn't mean, we might have made a mistake. We don't need to then beat ourselves up about it. So as much as we can, if we can take away that second arrow, take away the constant judgment, we can kind of be really in the present moment and see things as they are, good or bad. I hope that helps clarify a little bit more about mindfulness, and I will see you tomorrow